truth bullets section in your handbook. Ah! I don't have to go to the trash room, do I, Reese? Because like that was locked for most of it. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. This is the second floor of the dorms? It looks like some ancient ruins. Or no, it's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up here or something. Someone had their period on the bed. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore. It's just garbage. I opened the door just a crack, glanced in, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. Nice weed. Nice! What'd you get? You get something good? This is the girls' bathroom. Dude, you're gonna die because you couldn't go into a girls' bathroom. Ah. There's like literally nothing in here. Does it taste good? Yeah, it is. It's got like a fish tank in it. Oh. I mean, it tastes good at the time. This room is filled with lockers. Must have been for Hope Speaks students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers of the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean, well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader, and then no luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. No. It looks like this locker is already broken. Is there anything I actually need to, like, Reese, I need in here? What do you get at McDonald's? My thing is the double quarter pounder with cheese. The combo meal. I haven't had McDonald's in months and months. I think my wife got something out of McDonald's today, though. But she used to, like, work at McDonald's, like, as a teenager. Yeah. Man, my first, like, no pickles. I love pickles. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's headmaster's private room. Kyoko!
Indeed.
I love Diet Coke with McDonald's. I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? I regret? Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. It's some kind of design mistake or a construction defect or something. It's a door. There's a gap here, but not to say any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space, does that mean? You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. If I'm going to go Pepsi, I'm a Mountain Dew guy, but yeah. You know how to open it? Do you figure out some kind of trick or something? But
Indeed.
I barely ever drink pop. A very easy trick, yeah, so easy I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on the PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However,
But I don't have a clue what the password might be. All we know is that it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right. That's not nearly enough to go on.
it's true.
No, here, let me look at my phone. Is this a sex toy? It's got like... Are you sure it's not a sex toy? It's got fishnets on and stripper shoes. $452? It better be a sex toy for $452. I looked through all of his paperwork, all of the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I bet it's Kyoko's birthday. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. When I think of how much time I wasted on this, I bet you anything it's Kyoko's fucking birthday. There's a PC in the dust. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem.
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in Ultimate Despair. The PC has some search results left on it. And we might be able to get some info on the Ultimate Despair.
However,
There's not much, though. Nothing we don't already know.
in other words,
The Ultimate Despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy, which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
however,
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
correct.
I see. That's a good outlook to have. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we could assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyways, if we want to get there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait. There might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko would have thought of or something she didn't want to think of. It's her birthday. What about your name?
What?
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as a password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it just to be sure?
Well,
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Oh, okay. The desk is home to a computer. It must have... how do I put the password in?
it would seem. However,
How does that work?
anyway,
You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. But if that's not it, it might... that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
hey,
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in, what? That did it? Kyoko, it worked.
Why?
Why? Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. Hey, Kyoko? May as well have not been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Oh, okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why, you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? It's a spooter! It's a spooter! Are you saying it's something that will make me want to scream? What's in the box? Okay, okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. This dramatic motherfucker here. I took a deep breath and took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way out of the box. I stole a hesitant glance aside and... Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought, what? Is it her mother? What was in the box? It was all wrapped up all nice, so I never would have guessed what was inside. Human bones. Kyoko said just as thought, I have to find out what she meant by that. Oh, shut up. Just as he thought, how could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in here. Human bones. Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box. My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in that box. Those bones. That body. That's my father. Or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Hold on. How can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we already had, and that's the only possible answer. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who's planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyways, here's a hint. I'm sure we've read this like 3 times in the last. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
In other words...
that most likely my father was in the school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought. She knew it was a possibility. She said it was just as she thought. That's like, there's some kind of typo there. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong, which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties, but was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Huh? This picture. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this picture of... Hey, Kyoko.
Why would you?
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet... to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? And I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must really have cared about her.
Why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him off of my life or abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time, he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko.
Hey.
It's fine. Check out whatever you want. Are you sure? Oh, okay then. I went through each drawer one by one, starting from the top. But all I found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. He was pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
Well?
It's just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left it all behind.
Now,
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out. But
hey.
God, again, don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure? We just went over that. Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Okay, then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding it nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this... It's an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says, in case of emergency. I'd found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words...
A handbook with no limitations given the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what it is. I think you're probably right.
It seem...
Might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh? But Kyoko, I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay?
Hey.
Listen, Makoto, huh? Can I ask you a favor? A favor? What is it?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, and I know it's only inconvenience. It'll only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey.
Could you leave? Huh?
Correct. Just
for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko, don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little. I need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before the relationship you had with your dad how you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Oh, okay. I understand. Then I'll see you later. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt that Mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Reese. The one leading the Hope's Peak staff, the one who finalized the plan to isolate you, was the Hope's Peak headmaster. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, in his late 30s, by the way. So like, oh yeah, because so he had Kyoko when he was in his early 20s. It seems possible, even likely that he's somewhere in the school right now. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind, which means the mastermind's true identity is. God damn it. Why do they've literally shown that those 2 lines of dialogue like 8 times. 15 of us met in the main hall. Add Makuro to the mixing, you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Even Muguro. They've said it like 10 times. Like a completely drunk person couldn't forget that. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are me, Byakuya. Also, what if you're the mastermind? Like, that's fucked up, Hero. I actually think that you being the mastermind is probably the most likely of it all. Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. Going to paint a frame. I want to hang this things on the wall. Bye, Vissy. I love your face. There just has to be. Hey, guys, did you know that there are only 16 students and no one else has come through? And blah, 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 blah. He's saying Reese did it? I mean, possibly. I want that. I wonder if I could open this locker. No. Okay, let's give it one more try. What? All right, just what I was hoping for. Let's see what we've got inside. I don't see anything that might be a clue. Why can't I just open them all at once? I took the emergency. Okay. This thing is practically empty. There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written in it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. But there's some writing inside. It could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I better take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting, and all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? As I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigy safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll all be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was. I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote her here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hadn't seen her dad since she left when she was little. But she was her memory. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. Must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question marks spinning in through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Yeah, I'm confused. I'm very